Turn the master on. Make sure full rich battery and alternator on. Yeah, the prime is here, so we have to prime. Okay, and then we clear.
Alright, check 1, 2.
Yep, loud and clear. Okay, we're on the runway. We check heading indicator. Looks good. Slowly add power. Checking airspeed. Engine gauges look good. Just kind of feel the airplane, let it tell you when it's ready to come off the ground. You don't have to pull it off.
Montgomery traffic, Skype 73010 departing runway 14, no delays.
Montgomery traffic number 1809 Hotel, final 14, Montgomery student pilot and solo.
Delaware Park.
So when I teach to fly, I don't teach to look at an airspeed. I teach just to put the nose right about on the horizon like this.
Traffic Skylane.
The more comfortable climb out, safer.
Alright, traffic Warrior 176. 22 call
Potomac, November 9-4, Whiskey Alpha with you off Gaithersburg.
9-4 Whiskey Alpha, proceed on course out of the Bravo.
Whiskey Alpha, roger.
Nice and smooth up here.
Yeah, that's why it's so hazy. It's smooth. So let's turn autopilot on. The flight director will come on. And let's put it in nav mode and hold altitude. So we're in the autopilot is on. We're holding altitude and we're tracking GPS in the nav mode. We can arm the approach mode. So now the approach mode is armed and it's looking, the GP means it's looking for a glide path. So once it does the procedure turn and turns back around, the autopilot now knows that it should be looking for a glide path. But right now it's navigating on its own. We've activated the approach mode. And we have nothing else to do until we get to about 200 feet above the runway.
Yeah, I like that go-around button.
Yeah, you can use that on the missed approach. You can also use it for takeoff. I could have set it up for takeoff to explain to people how to use it for takeoff.
What does it do?
Well, it sets the command bars to the proper pitch attitude to go around, or you can use it for an instrument takeoff, and this autopilot will fly it automatically.
Oh, wow.
It's very cool.
Technology is really advanced.
Yeah, I used to work for an FBO, and they had a big avionics shop, and I did all the test flights when we installed new equipment. So I got to go to a lot of the manufacturer's training programs to learn how to operate it. And also if a client come in and said, well, my autopilot or my GPS is doing this, when I do this, I would go up and troubleshoot it and try to figure out what they were doing. So anyway, I got a lot of training in high-tech avionics. And kind of the joke in the industry is that the cockpit of the future will have a dog in it and a pilot. And the dog is there to bite the pilot if he touches anything.
So this autopilot will fly the entire approach.
It'll go here and do this procedure turn or enter this hold, turn inbound, and fly the entire approach.
That's incredible.
And it'll start descending at the proper moment on the proper glide path to the runway. We just sit back and sip our coffee and flirt with the flight attendants. Okay, now the autopilot's going to fly this magenta line here. It's going to go out and then loop back around to the left. And we have to monitor this. We're still waiting for a glide path. It knows to be looking for a glide path. So it's going to make us do a left turn. So it's going to stay perfectly on that magenta line there. Okay, we have a countdown to turn on course. We're going to intercept the final approach course.
Carroll traffic, Skyhawk on upwind's going to extend for spacing. Carroll County.
Maryland traffic, Cherokee 75 Romeo, downwind.
Okay, we should change from terminal soon.
Maryland traffic.
Let us know we're getting glide slope.
On fine.
Carroll County, please copy your west base 16, Carroll County.
The traffic jumpers away, 9,000.
So now we have LPV, so we know we're going to have glide slope. And here comes the glide slope. You can see it there and there. When that little thing comes down in the center, the altitude light will go off and the glide path light will come on. And there's the runway about 10 miles ahead of us. We're lined up perfectly on the center line. Carroll County traffic, Piper 94 Whiskey Alpha is about a 10-mile final 16 on the RNAV 16 approach. We're going to be a low approach and we'll break it off to the west. Okay, we're approaching our VNAV profile. Now what we're waiting to see is the altitude light go off and the glide path light will come on to show us that we're on the glide path. Okay, now we're on the glide path. And I'm just going to put one notch of flaps in nice and smoothly.
5 miles southwest. We're straight in runway 6 on the instrument approach, so remain clear.
So altitude light went off here. And we didn't touch anything. And we're still just letting George fly the airplane. We can just adjust the throttle to keep us in the white arc. But we do have approach flaps in. Carroll County traffic, Piper 94 Whiskey Alpha, about a 7-mile final 16 will be a low approach and depart to the west. I usually recommend just making small power adjustments, only 100 at a time. You don't need to yank the throttle back and forth. Just nice and small, nice and smooth corrections. Carroll County traffic, Piper 94 Whiskey Alpha's 5-mile final 16. And Piper's 3-mile final 16 at Carroll low approach. Okay, so now we get down to minimums. We don't have the runway, so we can execute a go around. So we go around, command bars pitch up, command bars come up, and all we have to do, not touching the yoke yet, bring the throttle up. Get the flaps out. We still haven't touched the airplane. Okay, it's stabilized on the go-around attitude. Let's turn the autopilot off. Let's do a couple of VFR maneuvers. We want to turn the autopilot off, turn the flight director off, go over here. Okay, fairly simple.
Traffic, Skyhawk on left downwind 16 short.
Automation at its finest.